Hello, welcome to the grand premiere of episode 7 of Marvin's Thoughts. We got your host with the most, nicospeako.
Yeah.
We got his co-host, Brocc17. And then we got the supporting cast of SB Marvin, Broken Xbox, and Lito 74.
Nice.
Clown.
I like how you
Absolute
I like
clown.
how you introduced Rodney and then he was just silent.
I don't know.
Now he did the finger bang.
Nobody's gonna see that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, just so everybody knows,
This is
we're
the audio
currently
edition.
in
Oh
a, in a
yeah. You're right.
we're currently in a.
Nah, leave it on. We had the
Am I
cameras on for
good?
that one.
Am I good now?
Yeah, literally, it was
Yeah, you're good.
the video was too much.
Mhm.
Oh
Kinda
my
crazy.
goodness.
Fucking bro. Y'all see
So
this?
nothing I said was recorded.
Y'all see this?
Me
Pause
making sure
backwards.
the
That was a
homies
great
aren't made
angle.
of cake. Yo.
So are
That's
we
kinda
live right
crazy.
now? We're live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hello.
what's up, people? What's happening? We out here. It's week 7 of this WOD.
Yes, sir.
I'm having technical difficulties throughout this entire pod, so don't worry about that.
It's
And
true.
Charlie and Rodney are gonna display their gaming tier list.
Oh yeah. Everybody's
Gaming tier list.
been waiting for this.
Jesus, Charlie, what did you do?
It's just,
You just look like
it's
a
the hand of
silhouette.
it's the hand of God.
Nah, I was just testing something out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
About the
Ronnie,
lighting.
why don't you start off? We'll go from the bottom and then go all the way to the top. And then
Do you
we'll
want
just
to?
mention a few. What?
Do you want to do like I start from? What do you want to start from? F tier or A tier? Where do we start from? The bottom or the top?
From the bottom.
Well,
And then we move our way to the top.
Okay. Well, let me pull up my list real quick. This was supposed to be like 4 pods ago, by the way. And we just started it now.
Maybe 5.
It's been a
Make
while.
note of this.
Ouch. Drop my mic. All right. So I have F to S tier. S being the best, F being the worst. In my F tier, I only have one game, which is Fallout 76.
And this is
Absolute
oh,
chips of a game.
and this is a tier list of the games that you guys have played, not games you've seen and shit like that.
No, yeah, it's all games we've played. Like, there's no we've seen other people or we've heard about it. Now, this is games we played. Most of these games, at least in my list, most of these games are like story-based games. So
Same.
So I'm putting so I'm not gonna be putting games like fucking, I don't know, Overwatch or something in there because those are
Call of
multiplayer games.
Duty?
Yeah.
FIFA?
Well, Call of Duty does have a story,
FIFA?
but no, it's not in my list.
You don't have a single FIFA on your list?
Nope, I
Why
don't.
not?
I don't think I have a FIFA either.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I don't have.
Not even in the
I
F
can't
tier?
really rate those games.
No.
Nah.
Yeah, you definitely can.
If I could put a F tier FIFA, it'd have to be FIFA 20. I don't like it. FIFA 2019 were just bad.
Mhm.
Anyways, back to the real thing in the F tier is freaking Fallout 76. It's just bad, man. Like, the game was buggy as hell when it released. I didn't want to buy it, but Tavian pretty much peer pressured me to getting, oh my god, it's gonna be so great. Everybody's gonna get it. Everybody's gonna get it. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be such a good game. Tavian doesn't have a good taste in video games, so let's just put it out there. He just doesn't. And he's gonna be angry as hell because I
Yeah,
said
he
that.
will.
But it's just straight facts. He's gonna come at me crazy, yo. He's gonna like put my address down on the description. He's gonna fucking give away my social security. I don't know how he knows it, but he's gonna get it.
He's gonna give you a story too.
Yeah, he's gonna give a fake story.
Oh my god.
He's gonna come at me crazy for saying that. But yeah, man, it deserves to be bottom of the table. Just bad. Everything you could. There's literally no story in that game. They added the Wastelanders things, but I think it's way too late, and it's just not fun. Still buggy
It's
as
just
hell.
a waste of time.
Yeah.
Bro, a
Fallout
year
more like bad. Out.
Yeah. A year later they add NPCs. Like,
Yeah.
bruh.
It was just a bad idea to not put NPCs, just traveling around listening to like tapes or something. It
Yeah.
was just dumb.
And some
So-
13 Reasons Why stuff.
Yeah, that's my F tier. Off to you, Charlie.
So I never even completed a game worthy of F tier. I probably
Oh,
have played
shit.
massive stinkers, but I've never played or completed a game to that point where I got to an F tier. However, I do have Fallout 76, but in my D tier, which is
Mm.
for same reasons. I only don't put it in an F tier because it's very similar gameplay wise to Fallout 4, and that's not that bad. It's not the worst thing, but everything else is just a massive poo-poo stinker on my Xbox that is now dead.
You haven't deleted the game yet?
Not even Super Mega Baseball in the F tier.
Oh, you know what? We'll not talk about that. We're not going to talk about Super Mega Baseball
Right now,
or any baseball
the game is great.
game.
Super Mega Baseball 2.
Yeah, when's
The
that coming?
sequel. I think it's already out.
Nah,
Yeah, Super Mega Baseball 2 is a thing, I'm pretty sure.
this is facts.
Look it up right now with your clickety-clacky keyboard.
No, I'm not doing that.
Go like click, 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 click.
My cellular device.
Yeah, it's a real thing. I think there's 3 actually. If I do
Yo, Super Mega Baseball 3, what?
yeah, there's 3, bruh.
How do you know that?
I googled it.
Bro, it just came out in May. What?
Yeah,
Kind of crazy.
it's kind of ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie. You guys lads,
But freak that series.
you lads have a game that you guys think is just absolute poopy
Wait,
stinker?
hold up. Super Mega Baseball 3 has a
Highway.
90% on PC Gamer.
Yeah, it has a high score.
Damn. 96% like this video game. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Anyways,
it's a poopy stinky game.
So, Unico, you have a poopy sticker game? Like an absolute hot dog water? Bottom of the canister?
I didn't make a list.
I know,
but
but we're putting you on the spot.
An F tier game that I've played. I wouldn't say World Cup 2006. No, I don't think.
The FIFA game? That was a
Yeah.
great game.
Well, nah, I played
that's
it.
just
I
hard to
played it.
play.
I played it like
Oh, you mean the 06 like Road to World Cup?
yeah, like
Yeah.
the World Cup
Ah.
only game.
I see what you mean.
That was kind of bad. I don't know if it'd be F tier. Let me see.
He's gonna go look at his gamer
Yeah, I
collection.
can't even.
His massive digital gamer collection that he has.
All these pages.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what? I got it. I played one of the Kefling games. The World of Keflings or some bullshit. That shit
What is
literally,
that?
I don't know, some terrible 360 game that people like.
It's like you're like this supreme being, and you have like this village to take over. It's like Animal Crossing,
The hell?
almost.
Terrible. World
But
of
for
Keflings or
Xbox.
Kingdom of Keflings, something like that. Literally put me to sleep. Worst game I've
That's
played.
funny.
F tier.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Brandon, you got one? You got a stinker?
Let me see. Let me see.
Oh, he's got his whole library pulled up.
He does.
Damn.
Look at the concentration in his eyes. Absolutely
Watch Dogs 2
laser
was pretty
focused.
bad.
Oh,
That
you
was pretty
personally attacked Marvin on that one.
What game?
Watch Dogs
Watch
2.
No, he didn't
That's
like it either.
That's a personal attack on Marvin.
No, it's cool. I like Watch Dogs 1 more than Watch Dogs 2.
How about you,
I
Marvin?
didn't
A
like
stinker?
Stinker. That's hard. Because I don't really play that much. I only play like multiplayer games. But a stinker, Oh yeah, Beanie Boys. I don't think I have one that like I don't like.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
You do mostly play multiplayer games, so
Yeah,
True.
I understand that.
I don't be playing a lot like that. Like
Single
solo.
player games.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I freak with it. Alright, so we're gonna go to the next tier. What you got, Charlie?
The D tier?
The D
Yeah, let's go to
list.
D tier.
So besides Fallout 76 that I just mentioned, my other game here is Sonic the Hedgehog from 2006.
Sonic
It's supposed to
06.
be a- Sonic 06, man, yo, guys, that game is so hard to play because it's so fucking buggy. It's ridiculous, bro. I don't know. I beat it when I was like 10 years old, right? And then I went back to it like 3 years later just to, fuck around. I could not even beat the first level. Like the more intelligent you are, the harder the game gets. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy, bro. Because
that's pretty crazy.
I don't know, man. It's just so bad. Only like a little child could do it, based on like a child's like ignorance and like lack of knowledge of just simple things.
God damn.
Just kind of crazy, bro.
So you're
So a
saying
real gamer can't beat the game, but a less of a gamer can.
So an
Is what you're saying?
IGN critic could play it? It's made for them?
They would love it. They'd give it a 10 out of 10. They'd be like, yeah,
makes you feel like Sonic.
they would become Sonic after playing that game.
And you really like Sonic, right? You played some other Sonic games?
I liked Sonic a lot when I was a kid. I played
Yeah.
Sonic Generation. I think that was the last Sonic game I ever played. And that was the last one a lot of the Sonic community liked. All the newer stuff.
Way
like,
better. Way better than 06, right?
Did you freak with the Sonic at the Olympic Games?
Yo,
Oh
Mario
man, I
and
was spraying,
Sonic.
with my Wii remote, my nunchuck. I was fucking doing the 100-meter dash at Sonic. Fucking Mario was outpacing me for whatever reason. I don't even know
How
how
does
that
that
happened,
work?
but I don't know.
Mario's
It happens,
fast.
but
Apparently
Telling you.
Mario's freaking fast as hell.
yeah, he is. Well, that's all for my D tier
Dear
games.
Tior. So what, you only have 2 games? Sonic and 76?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I'm gonna generate 3 of these games I can like group into one type of format. And this is Beyond Two Souls, Quantum Break, and Detroit Become Human. Those are 3 D tier games. They're just an interactive movie, which really doesn't even. If it was like just a regular movie, I think it'd be fine. But the fact they try to make it an interactive movie was just like, it was time wasting, per se. That could have easily been a movie that was maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours long. But they made me play it, so it made the game like 7-8 hours long, and it got like tiring towards the end. It's like I don't even want to finish this anymore. Can we get over it? Nothing big happens. Yeah, it's all right. And then I have Plague Tale Innocence, which is it was just there. I don't know. There was rats. It was the Black Plague. People died.
Facts.
That's it. It's not
The
interesting.
rats.
Yeah, it just wasn't interesting. That's what my deer tier
Kind of
is.
boring, huh?
Yeah, the D tier. The D tier for me is just very uninteresting games that
That D tier though.
didn't have anything. All right.
People, I mean, I never
Any
played
opinions?
the Detroit game, but I thought people liked that.
Because it talks about humanity and like discrimination, I guess.
Ooh,
It is what it is.
it was brave.
So
Yeah.
you're putting in the D tier because of its actual gameplay, not necessarily its story aspects, right?
Yeah, its stories weren't that great. They were kind of basic. It was kind of something like anybody could come up with, to be honest.
Interesting.
And then
That's tough.
like pretty much anybody could come up with a story, and they were just fortunate enough to have enough money to make it a real thing.
They didn't,
I think the best one of those D tier is probably Beyond Two Souls.
and they didn't subvert your expectations,
No, they were just average.
like season 8 of Game of Thrones.
We don't talk about that here. We don't talk about season 8. How long has that been? Like 2 years, 3 years now?
Nah, no way.
Man, I haven't been waiting for season
It's
3
like
for a while, bro. I wonder when they're gonna drop it.
What season? What?
8.
Oh, season
Season
8.
8.
Yeah, where they haven't released it yet.
season 8.2.
Yeah,
Bro,
I don't know when they're gonna release it. Turns out
That's
all of season
something-
8 was all
it was a
Brand's,
dream. It was a dream.
imagination. Yeah, it was
Bro.
all Brand's dream
They're waiting
of what could
for
happen.
they're waiting for Charlie to watch. See what
Yeah,
he
where
thinks.
Charlie, you gotta watch it so we could get season 8.2.
Yeah, it's because they hired me to actually direct season 8, but they
Oh,
need me to catch up
shit.
on the story.
Word. Charlie hasn't even watched episode 1 yet.
No, I need to start from episode 3. I watched
Yeah,
episode 1 and 2.
Episode 2.
Nice. Nice.
Alright, what's next?
What's next, Charlie? Go ahead. Cause mine is gonna be kind of crazy on my C tier.
C tier?
Yeah, my C tier is kind of crazy.
Okay.
Go ahead. Oh, Charlie.
Never mind.
Charlie
Never
muted
mind.
himself.
Never mind. Rodney, go
Alright,
ahead with your C tier.
I'll go C tier, and I'm gonna name only 3 out of my 4 games on C tier,
Mhm.
and now I'll let Charlie, and then I'll name my last one. So my C tier I have Middle Earth: Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
That's a
That's it?
Yeah, just pretty bang average games. Shadow of the Tomb Raider was probably the worst of the new 3 Tomb Raider games that came out. One that
Mhm.
came out 2013, the other one came out 15, I think, and the other one like 17 or 18, I can't remember. But Middle Earth, Shadow of War, and Shadow of Mordor, I enjoyed playing them. They had good gameplay. The story was pretty decent. Nothing
better
else
than
to
Last of Us
say.
2.
And then let's see, I spent a lot of the time on these 3 games, to be fair, so wasn't necessarily a waste of time. But it's not the best, and that's why they're on my C tier. So pretty bang average games that I wouldn't mind playing again, I guess. Actually, no, I wouldn't play these again. I lied. Bang
Yeah, I
average.
wouldn't.
It's a one and done, but I recommend you do play them.
Okay.
Eh.
Understandable.
Okay.
I haven't played any of
Alright,
them, so I don't know.
That's crazy. Nico's not a gamer.
No, I'm just built differently.
I guess so.
Built
Star Wars stuff.
built for multiplayer.
Marvin. All right, go ahead. I think Marvin's reading a book. Look at this guy.
So-
yeah.
I'll just name 3 games as well. So the first game I want to talk about is Dying Light.
Oh,
It's just okay.
Hey,
you know,
man.
it's nothing spectacular.
That's a good game.
It's like dude, for me it's just not it. It's just okay. It's just like they give you like the most basic stuff ever and then that's it. And they expect you to have the best time ever. It's just the gameplay is all right, but a lot of the stuff is meaningless. Like you could go the whole game just drop kicking zombies. Like what
That's
is
true.
even the point
Unlock
of
that
creating
That's true.
weapons? What is even the point of creating weapons? What is even the point of getting guns? You know, it's like I'll just drop kick these zombies. I don't care. I'm freaking Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
It's
Apparently,
pretty nice. Yeah. It was fun.
story was bang average. You know, generic zombie / human conflict in a third world country. So
wait, Charlie. Let me ask you. I never beat the game, and I don't think I'm ever gonna beat it.
That's
I tried it
crazy.
twice. I tried to play it twice. I restarted the game. Couldn't beat it. How does that
See?
game end?
Oh my god.
I think by the end of it, you're like you deliver something to like a helicopter, and then
You kill the bad
That's it.
guy.
Like a cure or some shit like that, isn't it?
You
Yeah,
kill the bad guy,
on
that's for
top of
sure.
a skyscraper.
Yeah, I remember that. You had
That's
to
about it.
climb up and
That's
shit.
so typical.
Exactly. It's just nothing like everybody likes the gameplay of it because it's not.
Gameplay
It's
is
actually
good.
pretty fun to just watch the zombies
Yeah.
ragdoll. You
Yeah.
know,
There's all
and
that
it's-
like
you can make some pretty interesting weapons.
what's it called? That wall climbing, all that, the parkour.
Oh yeah, the
that
parkour.
stuff.
The parkour was actually pretty decent. I think it's probably the best aspect of that game,
Parkour.
and it's actually pretty fun to play with friends. But what game isn't fun when you play with your boys?
That's
So
true. Except in
Except
that
for
It's a bang
game,
average
Even
game.
Fallout is fucking
Except-
boring to me.
in
even though I
that
played with my
game,
boys.
and what was Dying Light? Bro, I played with Tony, one of my boys. This guy would refuse to travel at night.
Oh,
It
you
was like-
Oh, he was scared.
It was us and Jordan. He would refuse. He's like, nah, we're waiting for day.
Because of the special
was
zombies.
like,
what were they called?
bruh.
You remember?
Special zombies?
There was like
Yeah.
There was ones that were like green and used to spit acid at you.
some like armored
there was the-
crazy dudes.
Yeah, there was like these special ones.
Oh, the big
That were,
fat
like,
ones?
Nah,
It's
they
not
like appeared
fast.
only at night.
They're like
And they were like fast.
armored.
They're like super. They can hear everything. They're
Oh,
strong.
yeah,
They're like
I know what you're talking
some
about.
super steroided.
some crazy shit.
But yeah, it's an okay game, which is basically a C tier for me.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable.
Another
but
game
nice
I have here is Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2,
Oof.
which is an extremely disappointing sequel to the first game. It's very short, and it adds nothing to the original, so it's pretty much bang average again. Just like, oh, let's just get this second game out the way, and just copy and paste and just make it shorter. We don't got all that time. And then boop, they pooped out Force Unleashed 2, shitty storyline, kind of pointless, adds nothing to the pre-existent canon before Disney took over everything.
Mm-hmm.
So stinky poopy. The last game I want to talk about in the C tier is going to be Outlast 1 and 2. I'm not going to talk about the DLC that came out for 1,
Whistleblower?
but yeah. 1 and 2, they're not scary games. They're really not. They just...
I want to put it out here. I think I still have those videos up. I don't remember.
You probably do.
What?
But they're very incomplete.
I think we didn't. Did we finish Outlast 1? We did finish Outlast 1. Outlast 2 is which
You
isn't
finished
finished.
both of them.
On the
But we didn't.
Brocc17
We didn't record
channel?
all of last. I think the file got
We
corrupted
lost the
for Outlast
files.
2.
We lost the files.
What are you guys,
That's what
achievement
happened.
hunter, losing files?
Bro,
Yeah,
we were
they got
young, bro.
corrupted.
We were young and broke.
Anyways, Outlast 1 and 2 are pretty like, they just generic stabs at horror. They don't really try to, make you scared or try to make an atmosphere where you're kind of fearful of anything. They
Mhm.
just do a bunch of jump scares with a bunch of intimidating monsters that look like something you draw from your nightmares. It's just stupid. When I played the game with these guys, I just ran past everything, and guess what? I beat the game. You really don't have to just
He did.
even care about any enemies. You could just freaking bob and weave because you have unlimited stamina. You got the craziest sprint of all time. You duck like a you
Yo.
like shrink.
Yeah, you do.
become like a plankton when you dunk. You can just do anything. You go through it.
Bruh.
And the batteries, who cares about the batteries? You just run.
Is
That's
it,
true.
cares?
is it not
Just turn up
supposed
the
to
brightness
be...
of your TV.
Is it not supposed to be a stealth game? You're not supposed to
Yeah.
kill the enemies, right?
No, you can't fight them.
No,
Exactly.
you're one of those little girls.
I would throw my camera at one of those monsters and be like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Scary.
I tripped the fat one that ran after you. I tripped him.
Trip the
Not
fat
getting up.
one.
Yeah, man. I remember playing those. That was fun. I didn't play them. Charlie played the whole thing, I think. I was just a spectator. Because I was too scared.
So yeah, my issues with 1 and 2 are just they're too simple, and they don't really force anything on you. You could practically force your style of play onto it, and there's no consequences.
Mm.
You're not forced to play any certain way, and so you remove a lot of the aspects that the game tries to get you into, like the horror and like managing your battery life and shit like that. So pretty poor enforcement of those kind of gaming aspects in these games.
Nice. All right, well, I have one more game on my C tier, and this one's a floater. So it can go from C to B. Thank you, Nico.
Okay.
This one, I put The Last of Us 2 in the C tier class.
Dude,
Yeah.
Ooh, let's go.
That's a hot take.
That's a C tier. That is not a
'cause,
hot take. That is perfect rating.
If y'all know me, you know how much The Last of Us means, bro. I love that game. The first one is top of the, everything, bro. It's the best. Last of Us 2,
Yeah.
gameplay was amazing, bro. There's nothing compared to it out there. Like the combat, the stealth, the crafting, the I don't know, everything. Everything gameplay wise, it does it correct. It's a perfect game in that scenario. Exploration as well. It's not necessarily an open world game, but in the areas that you can explore, you can find a lot of stuff. I love that. But in the story, they absolutely bottled it. I have to be honest. They bottled the story
I like that.
in a big way. It just
You're right.
disconnects. It disconnects the player from the characters that they came to love from the first Last of Us. It doesn't feel genuine anymore. They try to push on a different path, and I didn't like that. I don't think anybody likes that story to the point they're gonna be like, yeah, this is a great game. The gameplay was amazing. The story, they absolutely made an absolute disaster out of it. So we'll keep going with that one. I can't get more in
Yeah, I
depth.
agree.
I can't get more in depth with that game. It's more like I have to think about it more and write a whole essay. Give it to
Jesus.
my English teacher to review it.
We could do a special podcast talking about it.
Oh,
I don't know.
bonus episode.
I don't know if I could talk about it for that long without like stumbling upon my own words.
No, it could just be a little
Yeah, but
bonus
I agree.
20-minute thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we can make
agree.
a 20-minute video about it. Yeah, I have to think about it more, and I have to like. It's I don't know. The ending wasn't satisfying. I had one. If the game would have been slightly better. If I'm not gonna spoil it, but if the ending was the way you wanted it to go, you get to a certain point in the game where you want only one thing, and that's how you want the game to end because there's nothing else going right, but that's the way you want it to end, and it doesn't end that way, and so you're left pretty much empty. You're like, well, I wasted all that time.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't this
Such a
character realize
waste.
that beforehand? It would have saved us a lot of time, effort, agony, and we could have gone a completely different path. And that's it. That's where I'm going with that.
So I don't understand about that game. Like, why? Just why? This is the biggest question. They try so
Why?
hard. They try so hard to make you care about Abby and feel bad for her and sympathize with her. Like, why? What's the point? Just focus on Ellie. Like, you made the whole first game was about him.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Like-
saying. They disconnect the player from the characters.
It's like, oh,
We spent the whole game in the first one.
Third one's gonna be all Abby.
What'd you say, Brandon?
Third one's gonna be all Abby.
oh god, cringe.
That's what I think too. If they're gonna do a third one,
Oh, that's terrible.
it felt like they were trying to force that. You know,
Yeah,
by the ending,
bro.
everything that led up to it, the flashbacks, is like, oh, I guess we're gonna do Last of Us 3 with just Abby and Love, the dynamic
Bro.
duo that everybody loves.
Well, you're gonna have to put a slight spoiler disclaimer in the beginning of
Bro,
that. Then
PewDiePie.
Why? It's been weeks.
Yeah, it's
you
been
never know.
a long
All right,
time.
whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Don't put it. We're gonna get hate.
Pewds was literally like,
Shut up.
Pewds was like, Abby good, she pets the dog, and then he was like, they literally force Ellie to kill every single dog she comes across. It's so dumb.
Yeah, man. It's just they did that. They did the story wrong.
And he made a good point. He was like, so there's all this stuff about revenge and revenge bad, and Ellie's supposed to feel bad, and she does, and Joel should feel bad for what he did, and then it's like, oh, but Abby can kill Joel, and that's fine.
We can have revenge, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, she could have
And then
revenge. It's cool if she has her revenge,
Abby,
right?
Yeah, but
Abby
what
can
was-
have revenge, and then
what was
she
the
doesn't have to
reason-
feel bad.
what was-
But we have to feel bad for trying to get revenge ourselves.
Yeah.
No, I don't care about Abby. I didn't play the first game as Abby. That's not
Exactly.
my homie. My homies are Ellie, Joel, Tommy, the OGs. You know.
Yo, they
Yeah, what
did.
did Joel do?
I don't know. He like
what?
killed Abby's
Joel-
dad or whatever.
Joel killed an entire hospital of just a plethora of people in this hospital, and what they were gonna do was get a cure for Ellie, out of Ellie, but in that process, it was gonna kill Ellie.
Yeah.
So
Because
Joel was like, no.
Ellie's immune to the virus, to the infection, and so they were gonna reverse engineer a vaccine out of her, but it would end up killing her. And Joel was like, "Oh, yeah, that's not happening." So he went off, tried to get her back, but they were like, "No, you can't get her back. She's staying here. We're gonna kill her. We're gonna take the vaccine."
And then,
And
bro,
so he's like, "Yeah, that's not happening." He goes, "Pop, pop, pop." He just shoots everybody. He's like, "No, I'm getting my girl back. We out of here." Pop, pop, pop. Shoots the doctor. Pop, pop, and leaves.
and then in that flashback,
And then lies to Allie at the end of the game.
that flashback, Joel doesn't even say
Allie?
that. Yeah, he
Ellie.
said Allie. He combined their names, bro. And then
Yeah, I saw that.
when Ellie was like, "What happened, Joel?" He doesn't even say like, "Yo, they were gonna kill you, bro." He doesn't even say shit. And then Ellie's just fucking pissed off. It's so dumb.
No, in the flashback, she does know that she was gonna die if they had a vaccine. But
did he say that?
she,
Did Joel
yeah,
say
yeah,
that?
she wanted. She said she would have preferred that because it would have meant her life. Her life would have meant something.
Wasn't that like
Mhm.
after, like a year or two after that happened?
Yeah, something like that. But she was like,
I think Nico's trying to say initially Joel didn't
Yeah.
tell her
oh no,
that she was gonna die.
no,
from
no,
him.
no. Initially, no.
Exactly. So
But
dumb.
when she did find out, she was like, I'd rather that happen because my life would have meant something. And well, that was that.
Well, we could talk about this another
That's a
time.
Yeah, we could
That's
go
a
on
C
forever
tier
with this.
game.
To be honest, that is my
So
very ambitious C tier game.
let's go on to the B tier. Why don't you start off since you want to always make me start off?
All right. Well,
Did you
all right.
say
So I
your
have
C tier, Charlie?
E tier.
My C tier?
Yeah, did you say it?
Yeah. He had
My E?
Star Wars.
Yeah.
He had
Oh yeah, the Force
Dying Light?
Unleashed.
Dying Light. Yeah.
I couldn't remember if that was one you had to mute.
I have a couple that I could group here. Resident Evil 7, 2, and 3 are my B tier. Tomb Raider 2013 and Rise of the Tomb Raider are my B tier. Uncharted 1, Death Stranding, and Bloodborne. Those are the games I have on my B tier. Resident Evil 7, 2, and 3, they're just bang on good horror games. You know, they do it right. It's just great. It's fun. You enjoy it. There's no part of the game that I hate. There's good horror moments. Not every time they're just trying to hit you with the boo, sneak you up on the corner and shit. But you know, I fuck with it. Tomb Raider
I didn't
2013.
play
fuck with it.
3.
Yeah.
I didn't play 3, but I played 2. And I would say 2 is A tier game
Think so?
because it's like I've played a lot of games that try to drag out a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we gotta remember that this is a remake. You know, this is
Mm-hmm.
essentially what all other companies do as a cash grab. So
Yeah.
I feel that Capcom really took their time and really, try to make improvements where it could be made and try to keep it as original as possible. So, instead of making some pointless, 18-hour game with like just a bunch of filler stuff, or they like completely changed the direction of it. They kept it true and original and it's short and fun.
I'm just laughing because
Funny?
yeah, because I just peeped after everything you say. You say, you know,
You know?
you know.
It just
Alright, keep
happens.
going.
It's one of those thought fillers.
My ad lib.
Yeah.
This is ad lib.
You
Oh
know?
my
So
god.
anyway,
It's like
I can't believe
a joke from
I
last
lost my
week.
train of thought.
train
So,
of thought.
either way,
Yeah,
either way,
Train of thought.
RE2 is a great game, A tier.
If you say RE2 is an A tier game, you're probably gonna put RE3 in the A tier as well, because it's pretty much exactly the same. Just
I would have to play it
slight
first.
different story.
What is that?
Resident Evil. Did you play
Never
those?
played it.
Guess not.
I got those in
What-
my
Never done it.
library. I still gotta play them.
You haven't started any of them?
Nah, gotta
No?
do that.
On
Thought
stream.
about, I thought about that, but I don't know.
It's
if I'll
short.
do
They're short
it.
games. It won't take long.
True, yeah.
So yeah. And then there's Tomb Raider, Rise of Tomb Raider. Great games. I think I prefer Tomb Raider, the original one, 2013, a little better. Good adventure, good story. I like it. Death Stranding, the walking simulator, the one that everybody was like, "Oh, this is a stinker. No one likes walking."
Not
I
at
liked
all.
it. Creative. It was different.
He's a delivery guy, bro.
You have to play it to really, I don't know, get the vibes.
The pizza man.
It's one of those games you have to play to get the vibes.
Norman
then-
Reedus, walking
Yeah.
simulator.
Uncharted 1, that's a classic. Had to put it there. Bang on B average.
Basically,
It does things right. I like it. It'd probably be higher if I played Uncharted 1 if I played it like when it first came out, but I didn't. I played it like a couple months ago. I skipped that one. I played 2 and 3 back when I was a young boy.
You play like the remaster Uncharted?
Yeah, the collection, whatever it's called, like the
Alright.
remastered collection or something like that.
Nice.
I played the original one, 2 and 3 on the PS3. And and then I put Bloodborne, which I still haven't finished, but I like it. And we're close to the end. I enjoy it.
When are you gonna
Good times.
when are you gonna stream Bloodborne?
Oh boy. Put me on blast, huh?
Never.
never.
Nah, I just got my PS Plus
No.
back and I had it on I didn't buy the game, I had it on PlayStation Plus.
But
That's
I
the
just
reason I was
wait.
playing it.
You don't need PS Plus for Bloodborne though. You don't need PS Plus for Bloodborne. 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 You don't need PS Plus for
But it was a
He
free
does.
game for PS Plus. I didn't buy the game. I got it off of the free games
Oh.
month thing. And so
Yeah,
that's how I was
he
playing it.
cheesed the
So I
system.
renewed it, and I'll go back to playing it eventually, soon. That's my B tier.
Nice.
All right. So one series that I got in the B tier is the Borderlands series. I'm gonna say it. They're B tier games.
What, the whole thing?
1, 2, and 3, including the pre-sequel. After playing a lot of the second one, I mean a lot. You know, it was a good game and all, but looking back on it, I don't even know what made the game fun, to be honest.
It's all the guns.
What did you say?
Yeah, hold on, Nico. I know you are gonna say a lot of things, but
Oh.
1, 2, and 3, it's just they're pretty fun games when you first play them. But then afterward, everything just becomes so stale so fast. It's kind of crazy. Like the corny jokes and the stupid jokes that they make, like fucking fart jokes that they make, are all funny like the first time when you're like 14.
Jokes.
Oh my god.
And then when you're like 15 and then you hear them again, you're like, oh, that's kind of cringe. It's not really funny.
Funny.
Yeah, the
then-
Borderlands 3 jokes aren't funny. That's fact.
Oh yeah, definitely. Borderlands 3 came
Borderlands 2
way after,
jokes
you know.
somewhat hold up.
Yeah. And the third one, in my opinion, is probably like the worst one story wise. It's just so stupid and just
Yeah.
I don't even get the point of any of the things they do.
Hmm.
And then gameplay wise, it's pretty good. You know, it's not terrible. It's pretty fun. You know, you got all these different guns and they respond very differently, and you could tell you're probably gonna have your like favorite company of sorts, like Jacobs or Malawan or something like that. And then with this widespread of different guns, you get all these legendaries, and they're pretty cool to, you know, actually go hunt. But they get very tedious to go hunt. Oh my god, it's so tedious
I'll give you
sometimes. Like
that.
it's kind of ridiculous. Like the best guns, I remember in Borderlands 2, there was the Infinity pistol that you had to get from Doc Mercy. I never got it. I had to get some freaking glitch to work for me, or get somebody's like modded account to just drop it for me while we were in a multiplayer lobby.
You cheated.
You cheated too. Don't even say that you didn't.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, like
These guys are cheaters.
it's like
Nah,
I never earned the Infinity pistol, but I had a lot of fun using it.
Mhm.
You get me?
I got
So
you.
there's a lot of things that I wish Borderlands could improve upon. There's a lot of good things it has. I think the best components that it has are probably its gameplay and like skill tree development. They're pretty cool, and it's fun to go down and respec multiple times because, you know, you might find something that you actually like to play, or you might find something extremely OP and, you know, you're like fucking smoking all the enemies in front of you. And then Borderlands, even though it's like a first-person shooter, you have these raid bosses, I guess, in a sense. That's what they'd be called nowadays, like these super tough bosses that take at least 10 minutes at most. Well, at least 10 minutes, I should just say, not at most. Anyway, so it's super hard bosses. It's easier to do with friends. It's a really fun lad game if the lads are willing to play.
I don't have those
But
games.
it gets stale way too fast. I think you're probably gonna do one playthrough. If you do multiple characters, you're just gonna end up hating the game even more. And it's
Bruh.
so tedious, listening to the same stupid jokes, going through the same stupid
Oh my
plot
God.
devices.
You're just talking about Borderlands 3.
I'm talking about all of
Telling
them.
you. Nah, this is how I feel about 3.
Borderlands 1 had the weakest story, but it's not as bad as Borderlands 3 because
3
it doesn't try
ruined
anything.
everything for me.
It was terrible, but Borderlands 1 had a really weak story, but it's not that bad because they don't try anything too ambitious that makes their whole, you know, layout terrible. It's just weak. It's just a weak
It
storyline.
was solid for 2009.
I mean, yeah,
Bro, it was
solid.
It was
but
that
looking
first
back,
kind of game. Pioneer.
Mhm. All right.
so yeah, those are B tier for me.
Borderlands
Those
2 had memorable bosses, memorable guns, memorable characters, Borderlands 3, I can't name a single. I can't name a single boss. I don't even know. What was a boss in Borderlands 3?
I don't remember the
I
two
don't know who the
main
final boss
antagonists.
was. I don't remember.
Who was the final boss?
I don't remember.
The only Borderlands game I played was the Tales from the Borderlands games. I didn't play the actual Borderlands.
Borderlands 1, the final boss was the vault monster.
The Vault. Yeah.
The Borderlands 2 was the warrior. I don't remember what Borderlands 3's final boss was. Like,
Did you beat it?
yeah, I beat it.
Yeah, we beat it.
It's kind of crazy. Don't remember.
I beat the New Game Plus, the True Vault Hunter.
Bruh.
Started the Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. I literally don't remember.
Literally, yeah.
What is the final boss?
I don't know.
Literally.
What
See,
are
that's
the-
another
the
game
twins
Tavion
called?
liked. The Calypsos, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that shit. That's the game Tavion likes. Borderlands 3.
Yep, like I said.
I thought the story was good.
Like I said. I will not repeat
Stupid.
That's
myself.
what he said.
All right.
Story was stupid.
Before we go
And
into
wait, hold up. Most bullshit. With the DLC, they would increase the level cap by 3 levels. What is that? For each
That's it?
expansion. No, so then with each expansion, you'd have to get the 3 new levels because then your guns would be like out of date, basically.
Right.
Like your guns would
My internet
suck.
broke.
That's so bullshit. That's why I could not play that. They wanted to grind everybody out of their game. And it worked because I'm not playing it.
I just beat the story and that's it. Dropped.
That's how it
Didn't
was.
even get the highest level.
Continue with the tier list.
All right, before we go into our A and S tiers, we're gonna have a commercial break with Marvin, who's been really quiet the whole podcast. Say something, Marvin. What have you been doing?
Oh,
dropped
he
it.
dropped it.
I'm playing the war, not the
Alright.
war, the multi.
This
Been the
guy's
multi.
playing Call of Duty
Are-
multiplayer.
Are you winning, son?
Yes.
Are you winning,
Are you
son?
winning?
Well, we lost this round, but it's 5-4.
What are you playing? SND or what?
SND, yes sir.
SND. Yeah, you've been really quiet, so I wanted to get you involved in the potty. You have anything to say? Anything at all about anything?
I'm just taking in all of this because I'm not like that big of a gamer, but like I'm just
He's
I'm
supporting
learning
the
a lot.
homies.
You don't
Learning a lot.
care. You don't
Learning a
care.
lot.
I'm sitting back and just absorbing all of this information.
For you, mate. Good for you, mate. Don't feel shy to say something in the middle of everything. Because I see you were just muted, just sitting there playing something, and I was like, "What's this new Marvin doing?"
You just vibing.
Just there. We're just
Vibing.
Jumex time.
Zoom
vibing.
next time.
Jumex?
All right, we're back from our commercial break.
Everybody turn off their cameras. What?
So we're lagging. That's
I
why.
got disconnected.
All right, A tier now. A tier. I will
Hey,
start.
Every game I
review.
played.
Uncharted 2. Really, Brandon? Every game you play is an A tier game.
Yep. Because I only buy A tier games.
He does
I mean,
not miss.
you bought Fallout 76.
I ain't buy it. That was a tier game.
Still stinker.
I ain't bought it though, so my word still stands.
It's facts.
All right, Uncharted 2 and 3 are A tier games for me. Very good stories. Great shooting. It improves from what Uncharted 1 was kind of clunky about, which is the parkour. You know how there's a lot of climbing to do in those games,
Mm-hmm.
so it was kind of weird. But yeah, it improved on it. And the story was just got exponentially better, so I like it. Another one I have here is BioShock Infinite. When I finished playing that, I was just like, that's kind of crazy, bro. That was insane. Like the whole ride was just really fun. Did Jose said he was gonna fucking hello?
Yeah. What's up?
Did Jose he was gonna join while he was taking his shit?
What?
Is that what that text said?
What are you
Yeah,
guys
that's what it said.
Excuse
It's kind of
me?
crazy. I just read the text Jose saying, I'm gonna join y'all while taking his shit.
Nah, he said he's gonna tune in. I
Oh,
don't think he's gonna say anything.
okay.
I mean,
BioShock
shit, he
Infinite.
might.
So that's mine. And then I have Final Fantasy 15. The first Final Fantasy I've ever played. bang up there. Very good. Quick story. I actually watched the movie before I played the game. There was a Final Fantasy 15 movie that was kind of like related to the game, kind of.
Mhm.
Came out right before the game. Pretty good movie. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh,
Watched it,
yes.
played the game, enjoyed it. Enjoyed both of them. Put it on my A tier. I'm waiting for the second one, if there even will be. No, they wouldn't be. How did that game end? Didn't you die in that game?
I don't know.
Well, which one?
What game?
15.
Oh, Ronnie, none of the Final Fantasy games are direct sequels of any other. They're
I
like their
know.
own.
Yes, sir.
I
and
know,
yet
but
you die.
yeah, you do die. Yeah, I remember.
Spoilers.
You,
The
you
game came out
die
for like
on your
18
like
years.
throne, and then you have like your picture that you saved.
Yeah, I remember.
It's so stupid. You could literally take any picture that you want, Nico, and then like a lot of people, what they did was just like, there's this one character named like Sid or something, right?
Uh-huh.
She's just
Oh
no.
yeah.
she's this
Oh, the
character
mechanic?
that's what?
The mechanic.
one?
Yeah, the mechanic.
No.
So she's this character that's like
Mechanic
fan service, right?
No.
Quotes. So a lot of people, their last picture is like it's like a really cheesy scene of the guy sitting on his like chair at the last, and then he
Uh-huh.
looks at this picture and smiles, right? So a lot of people just have this perverted picture of Sid as their last picture, and then it rolls into
No.
cutscenes.
It's so funny. Smiles.
He dies,
Bruh.
passes away.
Yeah.
That's an A tier game in my book, if I've ever seen that.
Freaking Sid, yo. She's a
That's very
beast.
good.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then my last one is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. One of the best Star Wars games out there. And these are the best Star Wars games that I've played. Very good game. Gameplay was amazing. Really made me feel like a Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
Really makes me
Damn.
feel like Batman. I ain't gonna
You
lie.
hear this, IGN?
Yeah, I didn't gotta learn. Very good game. I didn't spend that long playing that game, which is surprising because that's like I didn't think I was gonna beat it so fast, and I did because it was so good. I just kept
Bruh.
playing it.
I took so many breaks in between playing that.
It's so good. I love
But
that
yeah,
game.
it was really good.
I can't wait for the sequel.
Sir.
I cannot wait. Very good game. Wonder when they're gonna make the next
Fallen
one.
Order 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes, sir. The game definitely ended with a sequel in mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anybody who hasn't played it, I highly recommend you play it, whether you're a Star Wars fan or not.
Thank
Ooh.
you. I very
At
much will.
Marvin, at Brandon, at Charlie.
What?
Play Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
I already finished it.
Did you?
You
I
capped
didn't know
him.
Brandon had the game.
Brandon
want
played
them?
around the time you and Abdul played.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
You want them?
My bad, Brandon. My bad. I hope you can forgive me.
Nah, it's alright. I don't really care for Star Wars, so.
Bruh.
Tough.
Hello.
Crazy.
F in the chat.
Hello, Marvin. Marvin, we recommend that you play Star Wars Fallen Order.
How about Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings,
I
bro?
have that game. I just haven't. touched
You
it.
do?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Don't you have it on
You bought it?
digital? No, you probably have it physical.
No, but I didn't buy it digital. I bought it on
course.
hard case.
Of course.
So
This
I
guy.
just know I have one of those Star Wars games.
then it's probably Battlefront. It's not Fallen
Yeah.
Order.
I like
Charlie
Battlefront,
and
though. Battlefront.
Rodney. Physical copy
Battlefront
boys.
was really nice. I liked it.
All right, so
Battlefront
that's
2
it.
was pretty good.
That's it for my 18.
We gonna hop on the Battlefront 2 multi?
I don't think I have that game installed.
I have to
You like
update
that?
it or something.
Remember, because I got my new Xbox, so everything got pretty much
True.
deleted. I haven't been able to download everything. I've only
Yeah.
downloaded like the main games. All right, that's it. My A tier. Charlie, take it away, boy.
I have a few games to talk about.
We're here to
One
listen.
series I want to talk about is the Batman Arkham series. I think all three of them are A-tier games.
Sir.
A lot of people might argue that Arkham City might be an S tier or one of the best of the trio, but I think it's just all right. I don't think it's anything like way above than the other two games. I didn't have a lot of problems with Arkham Knight. I didn't think the vehicle aspect, even though a lot of people had problems with the Batmobile.
It's
I didn't
because they try to push it too much. Like I didn't like using it too much, to be honest. It wasn't bad, but I just thought it was a waste of time.
I 100% of that game, and I feel like I didn't use the Batmobile a lot. Well,
Hmm.
for me personally, I think I used it more when they forced like a riddle with your Batmobile. It's just that's the only
Oh,
times I
yeah.
feel like I was forced to use it.
They did that a lot.
But the Batman games are pretty great, as IGN said. You know, you really feel like Batman. You know, breaking people's necks and spines, and just completely doing everything in the span of like 8 hours because all these games take place at night in a single day.
In one day.
Aren't they selling the rights to the Batman games, like, or they're selling Warner Bros or something? Something's for sale at Batman. I don't know.
I think it
Just
was
like
Warner Bros.
Brothers.
What's it called? Their game studio or whatever, or something.
Warner Bros. Game Studios being sold.
Something, I forget what that was.
Regardless, there's gonna be like a new owner for Batman or something like that. But
Most likely.
we'll see.
You said EA?
Where-
Say less.
Whoever it is, I hope they don't bottle
EA.
it.
So either way, those games they all have a great story. They all have great gameplay. And it's gameplay that you see a lot in these superhero games.
Catwoman do be the thickest though.
And they have a great assortment of side characters.
Yes, sir.
The only downfall of these Arkham games is sometimes the tedious actions when it comes to like gadgets, or like I mentioned with the Batmobile, or trying to do some fucking dumbass riddle where it's like, oh, where does the bat poop if he has no butthole? And then
Yeah.
some shit like that.
That's my favorite puzzle.
So yeah,
Those-
overall they're pretty good games.
Yeah, those games are great. Like
Oh.
I played one, and I watched like a couple gameplay of the others, but I really like those Batman games.
Yep, pretty good in my
Yo,
opinion.
that Arkham Asylum with that Mr. Freeze fight.
Oh
Arkham
yeah,
City.
What else? Is that Arkham City?
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
Mr. Freeze isn't in the asylum.
those riddles had me like tripping for
Fuck.
like the Arkham Asylum. I'm like, I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, I was a dumb person back then.
Yeah.
Who
I
wants
was
me?
like, man, what the heck? What do these riddles even say, man? I can barely read this.
If the end of the journey is at the adventure, what is the journey?
What?
The riddle.
What?
He made his own Riddler riddle.
Next
Okay.
game.
Oh,
Another game I'd put in A tier is Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
nice.
It's an amazing game. There's a lot of things that you could do, a lot of paths you could take, a lot of NPCs to interact with, a lot of enemies to kill, different ways to kill them. There's a lot of things, and it allows a lot of freedom, which I think a lot of people appreciate. People could just spend 600 hours doing the dumbest shit ever in Skyrim and not even beat the second or third main mission of Dragonborn. And I think it's like probably the last good Bethesda work. We're probably not going to see anything even get close to it.
So
That's
Elder Scrolls
crazy.
6. Let's go Elder Scrolls 6.
I don't know. They could totally bottle that. Either way, the downfall of this is the horrendous amount of glitches and bugs in this game. Oh my god, yo.
It's
There is
always Bethesda,
quest
bro.
breaking glitches, and it is the worst thing to experience. Like,
That's just part of Bethesda, man.
it is, because you get this a lot within like Fallout 4.
Fallout,
Fallout
3, New
3.
Vegas,
Yeah,
Oblivion,
Oblivion.
76.
You could just not be able to complete a quest because you picked up something like 2 towns away and it glitched out
You
your
shouldn't have picked
quest
up that
somehow.
sweet roll, bro.
Exactly. It's the stupidest shit ever, and there's like no fix to it because Bethesda only does like one update, and guess what? After that, it's done. They're not looking back. They're moving on to making Elder Scrolls 6.
It's facts.
It's so stupid. Other than that, other than these bugs and glitches, it's a really fun game. You can spend hours and hours. I've played the game twice, and I'm on my third playthrough where I'm trying to 100% everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taking forever, man. It's just I'm taking a mental break from Skyrim. It's just there's so much shit you have to do that I was actually shocked. I was shocked, literally shocked by how much you have to do. But all in all, it's a really cool game that allows you to experience and experiment with a lot of different aspects.
Everybody knows about Skyrim.
Except for me.
Yeah.
This
So
It's a
I beat
fraud.
the- I beat the
skipped
Murak
the whole main
DLC.
game and went to do the DLC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruh.
This guy accidentally went into the Dragon Ball DLC.
I can't
Yeah.
stand it.
I
here.
didn't know. I thought it was part of the main mission. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Boom, boom, boom. Sword fights.
Oh
I'm
my
killing some
God.
dude that's green.
Nice.
No, I got a sword from it and a helmet. Oh, this is cool. Turns out it wasn't even the game. The real game.
Tragic. Anyway, I got one more game to talk about, and it's The Force Unleashed, the first one. Amazing game. A 10. It is a spectacular of a Star Wars game. It really, the story behind it is really cool and interesting, and I wish they kept the character canon or
Yeah.
the story behind the canon, because it's really fucking cool, man. You're like this secret apprentice to Darth Vader, and you're on these missions to kill Jedi, but then halfway through you convert and you become a Jedi yourself, and then you end the game with this epic clash between yourself versus Vader and the Emperor, and it's so fucking cool. The powers in that game are great. You got this freaking almighty push with the Force. You're moving things. I really like how they handled like Force powers in that game, because I don't think they ever. I don't even think in Fallen Order they even have this level of Force, because they try to make it a really hard
No,
game,
not at all.
so they don't want you to use the Force a lot. But in this game, they said, "Fuck it, you can use the Force however you want," and you're practically ripping through stormtroopers, Wookiees, droids, anything you name it. They're all
Plus, he's
catching the
supposed
smoke.
to-
You're all
He
catching
starts.
smoke.
Yeah. He starts
It-
as like a dark side user, so you don't have no restraints.
You're using Force lightning. It's so cool. And the boss battles are dope as
Bruh,
hell.
about-
They're so cool, bro. They're like a mix between like a challenge gameplay wise and then like a cinematic pleasure. It's so great. Everything about this game and the story,
Bro, how about when
fantastic. It's
he
not
brings
short.
down the Star Destroyer?
Yo, that was also a cool moment of that game, bro. You bring down a freaking Star Destroyer with your
Fucking beautiful.
freaking godlike force abilities, yo.
That shit
I
was
need to
was
play that
fire.
game, I guess. I need to
It-
play that game.
I would just watch a walkthrough. I
I
don't know.
don't think it'll be the same.
You even fight a Rancor in that game.
No.
It's just you literally
Classic.
in that game you explored literally the limitations of the Force, and you see how powerful a Force wielder can be.
Yes, sir.
And it also puts in perspective of how strong Vader is, how strong the Emperor is, how strong these Jedis are.
Mhm.
It's something you don't really see throughout the movies.
It's true.
It's amazing. 10 out of 10. A beautiful game.
So is
18.
that's
Only-
eight. That's
only-
A tier, and that it sounding like S tier.
The only reason it's an A tier is because there's a lot of glitches. It's an older kind of game, so obviously it's not perfect. There's a lot of bugs you can encounter. Some things are stupid, like I
that
think you
game
just
would
die from
crash
falling
for
off a
me.
map. It's
Pretty
just
sure
kind
the
of
first
annoying
time-
because
The first time I
With
brought
these Force-
down the Star Destroyer, it crashed. The game crashed.
yeah, see, there's a lot of bugs. I mean, if this game was made like in 2019, it'd probably be an S
Ooh.
tier game, but it's not. It was made in like 2009
Yeah.
or something.
So you
like that.
want a remake?
I don't know if they could do a remake. I don't even know who makes the game.
Bro, I'm
made
pretty
it?
sure it was like THQ or something. They're gone.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
Rip.
dead.
rip this THQ.
So yeah, the only downfall of this game was that it was made in the past. So that's all I want to talk about in the A tier.
Uh-huh.
Made in the past. The past. So should I start my S tier?
Yes.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
All right.
Ready to hear
If I
Last
go
of Us
mute,
2,
if
Last
I
of Us
might
2,
I might go mute halfway through these. If I go mute for more than like 10 seconds, shall I take over?
Okay.
But I'll start with Control. Platinum that game. Thank you, Charlie, for letting me borrow it.
I wanted to talk about Control.
I won't get into it. You can get into it because you know more about it. But I platinumed it. Charlie let me borrow it. Thank God. I currently
Well,
have
see.
my hands on Control because of COVID. I haven't been able to go to Charlie's house. I gave it back,
Love it.
and it's chilling. Great game. That's definitely not a game made for current gen. I'll tell you that. Definitely a next gen type of game. That shit makes your PlayStation breathe. It breathes. Trust me.
Gives it asthma.
There's a lot going on in that
Because
game.
of
That's
how
definitely
powerful that game is, bro.
that's a next gen game for real. All right, but I'll let Charlie talk about that when we get to it. Fantastic game though. Fantastic story. Gameplay amazing. Just great. It's an S tier game. Everything here is just nearly perfect. Uncharted 4 story, the best of the Uncharted series. It had an ending where it was like, yeah, man, that was a perfect ending. I love it. I don't think I'll change anything from that ending. Spider-Man was freaking amazing. I love swinging through like the buildings in New York. Really made me feel like Spider-Man, to be honest. So it was really cool.
No, I'm
There
gonna
was
play
some
that.
moments in that story that made me feel kind of sad. For the people who played it, you know what I'm talking about.
Man, I'm
Yeah.
gonna play that when I get a PS5. Play all that shit.
Yeah.
Story
Platinum that
was
game
really good.
too.
Yep.
I platinum that one. So that's 2 games that I platinum on my S tier. Next one is Final Fantasy VII. The better of the Final Fantasy games that I've played. Amazing. And I can't wait till the next part of the Final Fantasy VII games. I just love this one. I don't know why. I love this one more than Final Fantasy 15. I really don't know why. This was just really good.
It's probably because they made the improvements where it was needed from the Final
I don't
Fantasy
remember
15.
I don't remember what improvements it needed.
I mean, there's a lot of things. It's like, I think what they did perfectly was divide the game into separate parts instead of trying to put it all into one
Mhm.
game. Final Fantasy 15, my issue with that game is just like the story is really good, but at certain points, there's just an extreme cutoff. Like after chapter 8, you just can't do anything else. You have to do strictly story. And this is chapter 8 out of like 15 chapters. It's like almost halfway through the game, you're like restricted to only do story because the game is just trying to, quickly get this over with.
Mhm.
However, from 1 through 8, it's just this entire world you get to explore. All these side quests, all these dungeons, yada, yada, yada of an RPG. It's just all these things you could explore and just interact with. But that's only for one half of the game. The other half, they just straight story, nothing else. You can't do that. No, you can't talk to that monkey. No, you can't talk to that dog.
Monkey.
You got to go straight to this next area. You got to fight these enemies, and that's it. No, watch this 30-minute cutscene, and that's it. You're done. Okay. Thank you for playing our game. See you next time.
And we did. Final Fantasy VII. Amazing. Top tier. S tier.
Yeah, that's the game I want to get into when I buy it.
I have an oddball here. Some of y'all might not know about it. Some of y'all will. Doki Doki Literature Club is an S tier game to me. There's not much I can say other than it's a game you have to experience. And if you don't know anything about it, don't watch videos. Just go play it. It'll hit you a
Free.
lot different.
Free on
Trust
Steam.
me. It's free as well, bro. It's one of those dude, you have to play it. If y'all haven't played it, y'all gotta play it. You
Yeah,
have to play it. Don't look at videos though. I recommend try to avoid videos,
What, Doki
spoilers.
Doki?
Good
Yeah, Doki
afternoon,
Doki.
boys.
What the heck was that?
What was
Yeah.
that?
The free?
Good afternoon.
Is that Abdul?
Oh my
Is
god.
Abdul in a phone call with
Abdul
Marvin?
is in Marvin's
My name
house.
is Marvin Reyes, and I'm just vibing right now.
We've been jumped.
Marvin's on a phone call with
We have just been jumped.
How you feeling, Abdul? How you feeling?
What? I'm on Marvin's phone and Marvin's thoughts.
That's kind of crazy.
that is
Yeah,
kind of
that's
Inception.
real crazy. Alright, let me
We're
get the
talking
phone
about-
back then. Dang,
What?
sorry.
Yo,
I don't know
He
what's
essentially
happening.
just got TP'd.
this is going off the rails.
All right, Doki Doki. Bam.
Go.
Go play it. I'm gonna try to make this quicker, but not overpass anything. Witcher 3, the best of the Witcher series. Amazing game.
Have
The
you even played
ending,
TLoU2?
depending on what you do throughout the entire game, is the ending you get, which is what I like. It doesn't base off of one decision that you make at the very end. It's based on how you play the game. That's pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty freaking cool. You got a different ending, and there was some glitches. It was kind of rough, but the story was amazing. Their DLC was amazing because they didn't do like DLC that was like 2 hours long. Y'all played the Blood and Wine DLC. That shit was almost like 20 hours. It was a whole different game for that DLC, and it was just as good as the actual story. And then I have God of War. I have to replay that one again. because I am a wiser man now.
I
But even when I
that.
played, even when I
That's
played it
also
the first
fair.
time, even when I played it the first time, it was still amazing.
Apparently, there's 36 endings to Witcher 3, Rodney.
God damn.
Is there really?
Yeah, 36
lot.
unique end scenarios.
I've literally only seen 2.
Jeez.
I gotta go watch those other 34 endings. That's kind of crazy. How'd you enjoy that one, Brandon? Witcher 3. Is
Thought
that
it
an
was
S
great.
tier for you?
Plus S tier, bro.
I like that. I like that.
That's how it is.
And then yeah, God of War. I have to play it again. But Kratos, man, he's a beast. What can I
Oh,
say? The fighting in that
Oh,
game was
yes,
brutal,
yes.
man. It was so cool. And then I'm not gonna get into it, but The Last of Us,
The
the first one,
Last of Us.
my
Everybody's
favorite game of all
game.
time. Great. The story was just the best story of any game that's ever come out. Fighting was amazing. Gameplay amazing. And it hit you in an emotional level that no other game could do. At least hasn't been able to do. I love it.
Huh.
Y'all hear that?
Maybe.
Sound
All right, go ahead, Charlie.
Sound like Cap.
All right. So going back to Control, that is a true S tier game. It's criminally underrated. It's just this game is literally the best game for telekinesis abilities. It was blessed to be made in these current times, and it really shows. Everything from the story to the gameplay to the soundtrack is fantastic. You know, when you're freaking going around fighting in these mobs of just I don't even know creatures. They were called the Hiss. Yeah, these creatures. You could
Mhm.
literally do anything to stop them. You had your telekinesis abilities. You could just throw a rock at them. You could shoot them with your special gun, or you could freaking fly around and throw them yourself. You could just bang them across the wall. You could do
Yeah.
all these crazy stuff, and it was really cool and fun to just even see it. And it's even greater to even experience it because you allow yourself to have all these different ways to engage yourself in combat. You could be the type to always be flying around, or just stay on the ground and just use your weapon, your gun. And then your gun even has like these mods. Let's just say like you can have different kind of form of gun, like a charged gun where you release the charge shot. You can have like a shotgun variation of this, or just a normal pistol. It goes on and on. So there's a lot of creativity in the gameplay wise where it comes to combat. And then since you also have these telekinesis abilities, there's a lot of creativity exploring wise as well, because there's all this elevation and all these different areas to explore because you have these abilities. So if at one point in the game you don't really necessarily float at the beginning, but after you get that ability, you want to go back and search those areas because you see like a little stupid box at the top right of a building, and you go up and you find some more stuff. So it's a game that encourages you to go back as you get these new abilities. And adding on to that, this game takes place in one building, quote unquote. That's essentially, it's a big important point of the story. But in this game, you go through certain areas a lot of times. And it never gets boring or stale because each time you go back to it, you always have something new to bring along with you. But that's just enough of, the gameplay wise. The story is fantastic. It's very original and, well, I wouldn't say very original. It's not like something freaking Shakespeare wrote himself, from the lost archive of plays that somebody just recently found in the desert. It's a really good story, and its jabs at originality. So if you aren't able to play Control, I recommend at least just watching a walkthrough to have that experience of what this story is like, because I'm not sure if they're going to do a sequel, but I know they release additional content with DLC. I haven't played it yet. I'm hoping to once Rodney returns the game. But I know
It's got
DLC.
COVID on it.
Oh, you didn't finish the game. You let him borrow it? That's pretty crazy.
No,
It's got COVID on it.
the DLC goes on with the story. It's not like some filler episode. It's like a epilogue, I guess. Either way, and another thing I want to point out is the soundtrack of this game. This soundtrack is amazing, bro. Oh my god! For me personally, a really good game got to have a really good soundtrack. And this soundtrack in Control is a top 10 banger. This shit's fire. It's so crispy. There's one level towards the end of the game.
Oh yeah,
It's the best
I
experience
remember that level.
ever, bro. It's like, I don't know what they did, but they literally got the best out of the best out of the entire team with the enemies that come after you, the level you're in, and the soundtrack. It's literally the best out of the three of them. And it's so
Literally.
freaking cool. It's the
Feel like
best.
Marvin left.
He said, "Peace."
So yeah, Control's a S tier game. Go play it. The only downside of it is the only downside is that you're not on PlayStation 5 experiencing it.
Yeah.
It's literally your fault. You're not having the best experience ever.
Yeah.
This game is so powerful that when you're using all these abilities, sometimes you'll get the craziest lag ever. It's like ridiculous lag.
This shit was optimized for next gen. No joke. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's kind of crazy, bro. When it comes out remastered, hopefully it does, I might get it again. Maybe. I don't know.
It'll probably just be an update that lets you
Maybe.
play it on the next gen. Which
I hope they
wouldn't
do that. So moving on, another game I want to talk about is God of War that released on the PlayStation 4.
Ooh. That's
The
hot.
best thing about this game is most certainly its story. It is a top tier story. Who makes the game, Rodney? What company is it?
Son of a bitch.
Fuck.
I don't remember.
Whatever.
What?
God of War, PS4.
Sony makes it.
They really outshine. They really outdid themselves this time because this story is great.
Capcom.
Really?
Oh, what?
Capcom is a publisher. Ready at Dawn is the developer with Santa Monica Studio, Daybreak, and Java Ground. Those are
Whatever.
the developers.
A lot of people complain that Kratos is this softy now,
Definitely not a softie, bro.
but
Square up to him, I
honestly,
dare you.
yeah, a lot of people were complaining like, "Oh, in the first three games, you're literally ripping off the heads of gods. Like in this game, you're just like this little softy babysitter for your son. Like, shut up, yeah." Literally, that's the story, yeah. The story is really great. We all know Kratos to be this bloodlust, crazy beast of a man, literally ripping off the head of Zeus and shit, right? But in this story, it takes a different approach where you see this father and son bond, and you can see that Kratos is still that warrior at heart, but he's taking a path that's not really, being this crazy ass warrior, but being a real father to his son Atreus. And this game is obviously set up for multiple sequels, and we'll be seeing those in the near future, hopefully. But the story is great. I personally think it's great that Kratos is doing this more of a parental role instead of this crazy beast that's just destroying people left and right with his weapons. The gameplay is crispy. It's cool. It's fun. When you're fighting these enemies, you're obviously breaking their spine in half. But that's not what they focus on in the story. That's just something the gameplay wise for you to entertain yourself with. The soundtrack is pretty cool. It's appropriate for the game. I don't really mind it. I don't remember any top tier bangers, but the soundtrack wasn't out of place. And the world is really cool to explore. The side missions that you get in this game are really cool. They don't add too much to the story, but they add a lot to the relationship between Kratos and his son. And you get these plethora of side characters that you want to learn more about. You see this dragon, you're like, what the hell is this dragon doing here? And then you go up to that dragon and you learn a little bit more about this dwarf and his dragon and yada yada yada. I could go on forever, but that was just one side quest for an example.
Beast.
And then the weapons are pretty cool too. You have this freaking Thor-like axe. You got your original Kratos.
The
Hellblade?
chains.
What are they called?
I don't remember. I remember when you get the chains.
That was
That
a really
was
cool
so
moment.
cool.
Yeah,
That was so cool.
that's a moment that really showcases how much Kratos has grown as a character. But anyway, God of War is just a spectacular game. There's like no bugs anywhere, unless you force it. But you're not gonna encounter a bug when you're just walking through it A to B. You gotta really just do something really fucked up to get a bug. So this game is really crispy. It got great gameplay and a fantastic story. That's really led up to.
Fuck?
Yeah, that's actually Kratos.
Yo.
Yeah, that's all I had to say about God of War. One more game I want to talk about. Oh man, the next tier game is Doom 2016. Oh my god,
Oh my god.
this is oh my god, this is one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life.
Oh my goodness.
I was literally smiling, cheesing the whole time playing it. Look, Doom 2016 does not have the best story ever. It was impossible. There's no way a game like Doom was gonna have the best story ever. But what really makes Doom an S tier game is the gameplay and the soundtrack. The soundtrack for this game, you know, it sounds like this heavy metal bullshit, right? But my god, does it fucking fit with the game, bro?
Shit.
You feel like Doom guy just listening to the soundtrack.
That
You go on
shit
YouTube, you
thumps.
feel like Doom guy. And it's so fucking great. The way it cues in to when you're about to fight, get into this giant demon fight is amazing. It is unmatched. Literally, it builds up moments before you enter a room. And then once you hear that sound cue, you already know you're going to be in a fight for your life. And the Doom game, in my opinion, should be experienced on the harder difficulties, not some normal shit. Because obviously, on normal, you could exploit the game quite easily and just play it in one manner. But on the harder difficulties, you're forced to play like in an original Doom style kind of game, you know, running all over the place and shooting with how many guns you got. You got to shoot all of them to kill all these demons in this room. And there's so many variations of demons. It's kind of crazy how badly they want this Doom guy dead. And it's so fun to just play with all these different weapons, running around the map, running around in a room, and killing all these zombies. And then they got the glory kill mechanics. They got freaking the map. The map is pretty cool too. You know, you are essentially going back and forth between the demon realm and Mars, I believe it was. Maybe Venus, I don't remember. One of a planet of some sort. And it's not like you're going a new place every time. You're just exploring a new part of like a map or a building, or just like a deeper part of the cave when you're in the demon realm. And it really connects well because it allows you to go back and track fairly easy. For example, halfway through the game you get like a double jump, right? And you are able to explore new parts of the map. However, when you go back and sidetrack, you might see some more demons. And you're like, fuck, what are these fucking doing here? I guess I gotta fucking kill these demons. And this game always keeps you on your toes, bro. And it's so freaking fun just to be the Doom guy for however long you could be. I played the game like twice, and I loved every single second of it. I really considered, I played it for my Xbox One, and I really considered getting it again for my PlayStation 4. Because that's how much I love that game. I was considering going back and buying it again so I could platinum it. Because that game means a lot to me. It's like literally what I miss in first-person shooting. All these first-person shooters are just so boring and stale and slow. It's just kind of stupid. Like you go into freaking, you see Call of Duty doing their stupid fucking battle royale game modes. You see fucking every first-person shooter trying to do their stupid battle royale game modes, and it's so slow, tedious, and boring. Doom says, "Nah, fuck that. We're gonna go get in there. We're gonna play the
Balls
best
to the
music
wall."
possible for the scenario. We're fucking killing those demons in whatever way we can, bro." And it's
Excellent.
Oh my
fun.
goodness.
It's just
Yeah.
fun. Epitome of fun.
It's what a game should
Amazing.
be. That's right.
Amazing.
I don't think you should compare Call of Duty with Doom, but okay.
Ooh.
It's just because they're first-person shooters. That's why he's comparing them.
Obviously, Brandon didn't listen.
I listen to.
Ooh. Fight,
Crazy.
Fight.
And on that note,
What's up?
are we done? No, I'm just in my house. Are we done?
I guess Charlie went on a little rant. Not a little,
Yeah,
a
Charlie got
long
really-
rant.
I can't wait to play Doom Eternal.
Oh my god.
Do you think it's gonna live up to your expectations of Doom 1?
I already know it
It's
is.
out, right? Is it not out?
Yeah.
Gonna have a
Yeah, it
battle
is.
royale,
It's
you
out
know?
for, it's been out for a while.
I've heard the people. I've heard what they said.
Why haven't
I've heard the soundtrack already.
Why
I
haven't
already
you
know
copped
it's
it?
been banger of a game.
Nice.
Is it not on PS4? How come you
No,
know?
it
It's on all
It just
consoles.
hasn't been on sale.
Oh my god, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
Look, it could be my favorite genre or favorite game series, but I ain't paying more than $50. Fuck out of here. You're not that special, all right, dude?
Damn, this guy said, "I'm gonna just support you less."
Mm. All right, well, any closing remarks, lads? That was kind of a long potty.
I'm
It was mostly a Charlie and I potty, but thanks for listening.
I make a tier list. I haven't played fucking 100% of these PlayStation games. So I just
Listen to that. Most of these
really-
games, they were either exclusives to PlayStation or all consoles.
Yeah, because
I think
that's all you
Xbox
guys
has a single
played.
one here.
Nah, the S tier games, 66% were both console games.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, there's not one Xbox exclusive on this list though. At least not from me. I don't know about you guys.
Definitely not getting years.
It's just you
on
boys.
this. That's
Nah.
definitely a C tier game at most.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Nah, first
It's not even for me. It's not even worth
Gears-
putting on the list.
S tiers, bruh. The rest after that, nothing.
Gears 2 and 3 would be like at least A for me.
I didn't play the first two. I played the third one. That was a good game, but I really don't remember much of it. The latest ones, like 4 and
3
5,
was
I
great.
can't even stand the campaign. I literally can't stand it.
The multiplayer is decent.
Sorry, yeah, the multiplayer is decent, but I can't really rank multiplayer.
Nah,
Bruh.
can't either. Good. Well, that was fun.
I was
Learn that Charlie's
productive.
Charlie's favorite game is Doom.
Yeah.
My favorite game is The Last of Us. Brandon's favorite
Understandable.
game is anything that has to do with anime. And Nico doesn't play video games, and Marvin's playing the war.
That's crazy.
Nico, you should start
That's
playing some
really
video
crazy.
games, bro.
Nico, you really
Yeah,
should.
why
To be
don't-
honest,
why
you're
don't
in a
I play
podcast
video
full
games?
with gamers. I don't know what you're doing here. To be
Yeah,
honest,
it's crazy how
Just
I
play
don't
Football
play video
Manager.
games. Yeah, Football Manager is the wave.
What's that?
I couldn't tell you
Alright.
what my greatest game is.
any
Maybe
closing
one day.
remarks, lads?
Nah, I think we can end it there.
My closing remark is that I don't have one. Have a good day.
Play Football Manager.
Get a PlayStation 5. Don't get the Xbox Series X.
Oh my
That's
God.
facts.
That's my
Don't
closing
listen to
remark.
these guys. Get
Thank you.
whatever
Have
you
a good
want.
day.
Think for
Bye.
yourself.
Bye.
All right. From Marvin, I say goodbye because he's not here to say goodbye. But thanks for listening. If you're listening on the platform that this will be on soon enough, go to nicospeako on YouTube. Check it out. And also Brocc17.
And also Minecraft Dungeons, top tier as well.
Oh my god.
So
Also Minecraft Telltale game. Definitely S tier.
Oh God.
Yeah. S tier because it's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix.
All right. Goodbye.